Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Martha Simmons with another session of Preaching and Preachers on Facebook Live and on YouTube. I know some of you are a bit confused because we are late, but we are here because this subject was too important to cancel. Technical difficulties do occur, and you just have to go on anyway. So come on in, and when you come in, tag another person, type in the name of another person that you know will be helped by this broadcast, and they can jump on right now, or it'll be up on my page for 2 weeks and up on YouTube for a whole lot longer so they can catch it later. Come on in, come on in, come on in, and let me know that you are out there. Uh, I know it's going to take people a minute to figure out, okay, it's on, it's just on late. So we're going to give people a few more seconds to come in. It is an overcast day uh, in Atlanta, but it's still about 75 degrees, so we'll take it. I hope the weather's good where you are. Good morning to my people who are on the West Coast who get up early to check out the show, shouting out the people in the Midwest and the folk on the East Coast, and certainly the people in the dirty South. Come on in and let me know that you are out there. And when you come in today, also, if I see a question repeatedly, we'll try to get to that question. Come on in and let me know that you are out there. We're going to go ahead and get started because of the time. We know that most people will view the broadcast later because of the time change. As always, I am praying for those who are sick, praying for those who are experiencing a season of bereavement. And today we're praying for the city of Chicago and all cities that this administration is trying to militarize. These are really difficult times. We're praying for those cities. Join me next Monday, October 13th, for churches and foreclosures. That's a serious and important subject. So we're doing back to back subjects that concern financial wholeness and health. So that is next Monday. We've got Dr. Buster Soaries and attorney Erika Cole. Join me for that. Today, we want to talk about clergy financial health. And I've got the two people who know how to do that. First, we have the Reverend Earl Thorpe, PhD. He serves as the Financial Wellness Director at MMBB. That's the Ministers Missionaries Benefit Board. And he leads several ministry services initiatives, including MMBB Cares, Clergy Compensation Advocacy, and the Lay Leadership Continuing Education Program. Before joining MMBB, Earl spent nearly 20 years on Wall Street providing equity sales, research coverage, market making, and execution trading to top hedge, mutual, and pension funds. He holds a Doctor of Philosophy from Fordham University, a Master of Divinity degree from Union Theological Seminary, and a Bachelor of Arts from New York University. He is the pastor of the Church in the Garden, an American Baptist church in Garden City, New York. We also have the Reverend Charles Watson Jr. He serves as a retirement benefits consultant at MMBB, and he's doing this after a career that led him to leadership roles as the Director of Education for the Baptist Joint Committee for Religious Liberty, a commissioned officer. He was a commissioned officer in the United States Air Force and a consultant for DeWolf Boberg Associates, Inc. He has also served as a chaplain endorsed by the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship. He is a graduate of the Citadel and earned his Master's Divinity degree from Mercer University's McAfee School of Theology. He currently serves on the Board of Trustees at Mercer University and is also the co-founder of the Ball Watson Community Engagement Foundation. Come on in. I see people coming in, although we're late. Uh, and definitely not at the usual time. Thank you for joining me. And like I said, tag some other people. Just let them know we are here. We are here and going forward. And they can come on now, or they can. The broadcast will be up on my page for 2 weeks and up on YouTube for a lot longer. But the subject was so important that despite technical difficulties, I said, we've got to get this one done. So we're starting a half hour later, but we are here. So we're going to just get right to it because so many clergy are struggling financially, especially those with families. And we're just trying to get, as what my kids would say, help the people. That's what we're here to do. So let me begin with you, Reverend Watson. Tell us about MMBB and who do you all serve?
All right. Well, Dr. Simmons, thank you for having both of me, Earl, and myself here this morning or this afternoon. Glad to be a part of this. MMBB is a financial wellness organization, financial services, and we serve the free church community. Right? And so when we say free church, meaning mostly you see it as in the Baptist circles. All the churches have their local autonomy. It's not structured in the Catholic structure of hierarchy. It is actually the free church. So we serve the free church community, helping them to be able to have their people retire with dignity. You see all these other organizations and companies be able to have their 401ks and be able to retire. How much more should the people that serve God be able to do the same thing? And so what we do is we serve them, making sure that they have financial retirement when it's time for them to retire, but also protection for their finances as they move through their ministry, or if they work at the church and they're lay people that work at the church, we also service them. I would also say that we not only do we service just the church, but if you're a nonprofit religious organization outside of the church, we still can service you as well and be affiliated with that. So, if you think about your daycares that are religiously, the organization I used to work for, the Baptist Joint Committee, we use MMBB as our retirement agency. So just don't limit it to the church building that we serve. We can serve the nonprofit religious organizations that are connected to the church and not connected to the church in that way.
That's great. Okay. Because I was not familiar with your services for nonprofits. That is fantastic to hear. That is fantastic to hear. Dr. Thorpe, most churches have 100 members or less. And I mean that, most churches. You see these ridiculous things about preachers stealing money and, robbing the people and all that. But most churches don't have very much money.
Sure.
And they have 100 members or less. Can MMBB structure a plan that fits the budget of small churches that want their pastor to have a pension?
Yeah, certainly. Dr. Simmons, thank you for allowing us to be with you. I appreciate the opportunity. We don't yet actually use the word small. We call them intimate churches.
Okay.
And MMBB is poised to serve not just intimate churches, large churches, medium-sized churches, wherever you are, MMBB can meet you with a plan for your retirement because we believe in servicing the people of God who are working. You're getting a W-2 at your church. Doesn't matter if you have one, two, or three people on staff, or if you have 13 people on staff. We have a plan that is tailored for you. So there's not really an issue about how many people you have working for you. Okay. The real question is, do you want to invest in the retirement of the people who work for you? Are you going to fulfill the mandate that we believe is biblical, that the labor deserves to be paid? If you believe in that, then we can work with you
All
because
right.
our plans are adjustable. We allow, just like any retirement plan, we allow for people to make sure that the company is putting into, the organization is putting in for your retirement, but you can also buy into your own. You can be your own willing participant. So if you
My
get
goodness.
a check from your church or your school that's affiliated with your church, or whatever the church, whatever the 403b is, if you get a check, you can take money out of your check pre-tax and put it
Mm,
into a retirement plan, right?
okay.
Just like you do on the open market. So
Mhm.
the question of whether you're an intimate church, a large church, a medium-sized church, wherever you may fall, we have a plan that's available for you. We have many plans that are available for you, and we can tailor it to your needs.
Okay. Okay. Well, that kind of dovetails into the next question that I have. Reverend Watson, um, he's kind of said everyone can, you all got a wide range now of who can participate. How much are your services, or is that not the right question to ask?
No, it's the right question to ask. Let's be
Okay.
honest. Everybody wants to know how much things cost. It
Okay.
costs associated with things. But the great thing about MMBB and what Earl was saying is, with our intimate churches, no matter how big or how intimate your church is, you should have an MMBB plan. And the reason I say that is because we have, as Earl was talking about, what is called our member contribution plan, meaning the person that is working at the church can have money come out of their paycheck to go
Mhm.
towards their retirement. But the great thing about that is there's no charge to the church for that. So you can sign up for that
Okay.
plan and there's no charge to the church. All right. And so not only does that person get the chance to, let's just say, some people don't think about the church administrator that's there, that's been working there. And maybe the church doesn't have the budget to say, oh, we're going to pay into your retirement. But they can offer this and say, you know what, we're going to bring MMBB in, and you as can get your retirement started with MMBB coming out of your paycheck. And I'll add to what Earl was saying. Some people do it pre-tax, but we also have the chance for people to do it post-tax too. So just like people think about Roth and traditional IRAs, we have that place where they can actually do before tax or post-tax, and it does not cost anything for the church to set up that. There's no annual fee. Our other plans that we have, our retirement only plan, which is just what it is, retirement only, is saying that the church is going to pay into the retirement of the person that's working there. So let's give an example. If you have, the church says, you know what, you've been working here, Earl, at Garden City. We want to make sure that we take care of you. We're going to give you $200 a month towards your retirement. All right. And then if I'm talking to Earl, I'm gonna say, Earl, they're giving you $200. You at least need to try to match that in your member contribution plan. And so now there's $400 going towards Earl's retirement. There's still no charge to the church. All right. And so when we talk about where MMBB gets paid, I like to be honest with people. We get paid when the money goes into the fund, that whatever fund that Earl chooses. We have over 20 funds that can be chosen. When that money is placed in those funds, that's how MMBB gets paid. So the
Mhm.
church is actually not paying anything extra than what the church actually said they wanted to give to Earl in this example. So the $200 is the flat $200. All right.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and talk about the third plan that we have, which is called a comprehensive plan, where we
Hmm.
have retirement savings, we have term life insurance, and we have the investments in the retirement. And I think I said investments in retirement, term life insurance, and disability coverage. All right, that is a fee of, not fee, it's a 10% is the baseline of the total compensation that the church would pay into it. So this is paid into by the church. But again, it's a set amount because it's based on the 10%, 10 to 20%, unless you're in ABC churches. I don't want to get too confused with it, but ABC churches have a special relationship with MMBB that they require their clergy, if they're going to be in the comprehensive plan, to do it at a minimum of 16%. But if you're not in the ABC church, you can do the comprehensive plan that has retirement investment, that has disability coverage and term life insurance based upon 10% of the total compensation of that person that's in the plan. And so, like I say, we can adjust all of these accept that, and we can adjust all our plans to whatever you need the church's budget to be. And so it's just a matter of working with us.
Okay, so the church musician can get an MMBB pension. The church executive pastor, the church secretary, the church Christian education director,
Yes.
all of these individuals can get MMBB plans.
That's right. If you
Okay.
are a W-2 employee of your organization, of the church, right? It's a sexton, right? It's all those people who gets a W-2 from the church. You are eligible to be in, and this is based on the IRS. You are able to get a plan. We can work with you. As my colleague Charles just enumerated, that we have 3 different plans, and so there's not anything you can't do with us, right? You can,
Okay.
if the church says we can't afford to put anything into the retirement only plan, if you get a W-2 from your church, you can say, well, put $200, $300, $400 of my own check that you give me into the plan, the member contribution plan, right? If and let me just add a little bit more color to what Brother Charles was saying, is that I'm a pastor. My church is an ABC church. So comprehensive plan, they got to give me 16% of the total compensation. Leave that alone for a second. But every year we have a pastoral anniversary, and the people want to bless the pastor. And so they give their money, they give a big offering, and they give the pastor, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000. Well, that $5,000 or $10,000 is going to be taxed, right? It's going to be taxed. And I know some of us in Baptist polity think that that's our money, and we should get it, right? And we don't have to report it to Uncle Sam, but we do.
You do.
However, if the church has a relationship as an employer that is registered with MMBB, right? They're a member company. Then what can happen is that you take that $10,000. You give that to the pastor as maybe $5,000 in cash. He has to pay taxes. He or she has to pay taxes on that. But you could put $5,000 in the retirement only plan as a gift, and that goes pre-tax. So you have ways for the church to make sure and to ensure that the people who serve God and are working in that capacity have an ability to take money that you all give to them and put it towards a retirement. So there is no the argument that, oh, well, we don't have enough or we can't do enough is really one that's just not based in reality.
Well, it's also because people don't know.
No.
When people don't know what can be done, they make assumptions, or they're going off old models. Okay.
That's right.
So they don't know. So that's why I'm trying to get you all to give me some baseline information.
Sure.
To at least make people go online or pick up the phone and get the facts.
Sure.
And get the, really get the facts. Okay. So, like I said, and I really hope people hear this, because so often we don't have pensions for our ministers of music who may serve churches 10, 15, 20 years. The executive pastors, we have nothing. Number one, you can do something, do a plan for yourself. You can do it for yourself. Secondly, churches can contribute so that you also have money to retire with, and not just the senior pastor. Okay. And this is all free churches. So the Church of God in Christ can do this. The AMEs can do this. The CMEs can do this. The United Methodists. You can do this. And you can do this on top of anything else you've got. Okay? We're not mad. If you got a plan, we're not. No, you guys are not. I mean, you guys have been on my broadcast year after year. So you don't tell people, oh, don't give it through your denomination. You just say, how can we serve you?
Yep.
Right? And so that's what I want people to know. You can do this. Don't worry about the denomination. We know the Catholics don't do it, but they could if they wanted to. Okay. A priest could. They could, they could.
They have their own. They have their own thing that they
exactly,
do.
Exactly. Well, several of the denominations have their own thing, but I know pastors who also, on top of that, have MMBB products. So Reverend Watson, everyone wants to know how much they need to retire at 65. And I know that pastors probably ask you all that question all the time. What do you tell them?
Well, I tell them, don't necessarily focus on that number. Get started and get some money into your retirement. That's what I tell them. Because what happens is a lot of people think, oh, there's a certain number. That number is based upon your lifestyle, your income, the things that you have, how you want to serve in that. What I also tell them is one of the greatest things about getting with MMBB is we have certified financial planners on our staff that are fiduciary. They don't get paid based on what which one of the plans that you choose. They actually MMBB pays them enough to where they can just give you sound advice on where you should put your money to reach the goals that you have. So I'm not a certified financial planner, so I don't say, hey, you need this amount. That is structured by your lifestyle. But what I do tell you is you have to get started. And the thing about that, Simmons, I'm gonna look down here and make sure I say these notes correctly. And I like to give people real numbers. This may be a little sombering, but it's where we are as United States. As of this one was did in 2024, 33% of people in the United States had no retirement savings.
Right.
All right. 23% had less than 10,000. 10% had between 10 and 49,000. All right. So I'm just going to stop right there. We can go further down the line, but stop right there. That means over half of Americans have less than $10,000 saved toward their retirement.
Right.
I don't care what number you want us to put out there for retirement. Having nothing or less than 10,000 is not where we need to be. All right. So we need to put money into that. So I never answer the question how much it should be. I tell you to get started with MMBB, start putting toward it. It even, as Earl was saying, if you do something out of your paycheck, you can save on taxes that way. So you may not have as much right now, but now we're saving so you can put more money towards what you need to be putting it towards. So and our certified financial planners can help you put a plan together that says, okay, based on you. And the great thing about MMBB is not just like Earl or yourself, anybody else come in. We look at the whole family structure. So if your spouse is a part of it, we get your whole family structure, and you can sit down with your CFPs, the CFPs that we have, to tell you, okay, based on the income of your household, based on the debt of your household, based on the goals of your household, this is what you should do, and this is the best place you should be in. And so there is no added cost to setting up plans with our certified financial planners. So I hope I don't want anybody to be discouraged with that, because people hear a number. Oh, I'm nowhere close to that number. No, you know what's worse than being nowhere close to that number? Having zero.
Exactly, having zero.
Getting started. Yes, ma'am.
Having zero. Okay. So someone just asked, can I participate as a chaplain in the federal system?
You know, I wanted to jump on that one. Yes, you can. So our plans are set up to where you're with the church, and you come under the church with the plans. With MMBB has an agreement with the church, and then they tell you what plans you can have. But we have chaplains that work outside of the church, and our chaplains can come into our organization as what we call wandering ministers. So it's a strange little title there, but it still works. You can come in and get into the plan as a wandering minister, and that serves our chaplains, that serves those that are working outside of the church in that way. But most of the people that come in through the church. So if you're working at a church, you want to get the church to say, we're going to sign up for this plan, and then we can offer this through the church. Again, there's no cost to the church on that. If you just want to do your member contribution, if they don't have the budget to do the other two plans, just get the church to sign up from that. But if you're a chaplain working outside the church, yes, you can sign up with MMBB as a wandering minister, and we'll walk you through it, and you have all the other benefits that everybody else is in the plan with.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it done with missionaries.
Yes, ma'am.
As well. Okay.
Yes.
And in fact, it started. I think you all started for missionaries.
That's why we say ministers and missionaries. It's in our name. MMBB is in our name. It's ministers and missionaries.
Right. Okay. All right. I hope all of those chaplains out there that are not covered by churches that you all really take heed and pay attention to that. So this is an opportunity for you to just toot your own horn, Dr. Thorpe. Why MMBB? At the end of the day, why MMBB rather than other pension entities? You told me your benefits, so tell me,
So,
bottom line, why MMBB?
no, thank you very much for that question. MMBB is the premier financial service ministry.
Mhm.
Notice we didn't say we're the financial services company, and we didn't just say we're a ministry. We're a financial service ministry. So beyond the benefits and resources that we give you in terms of your retirement, everything that Charles has just said, everything that we have already expounded upon, beyond that, there is a ministry component to MMBB. That means we have financial wellness programs, a strategic pastoral excellence program. We have MMBB Cares, which is a mental health counseling and vocational well-being coaching service that
Whoa,
goes to
okay.
every clergy. It's open to every clergy person at no cost. At
Mm,
no cost. That's just one of the things that we do, right? We have compensation advocacy. So if you're a pastor or if you're a church and you want to know, hey, what is the average or median salary for pastors in my area with the church my size or our size, or I'm moving to, let's say the greater Northwest area, moving or relocating from Alabama, and I want to know what the market is, you can call us, you can speak to me, call me, email me and say, hey, I want to have a compensation study done. And we can get that information to you. It is anonymous. We ask some questions, but it's anonymous, and you'll have that information. So churches, pastoral leaders, clergy persons can get an idea of what compensation is like in the area that they're moving to. We do this as part of our ministry. There's
my
a number of
goodness.
things. Of course, we Charles has talked about the certified financial planners at no cost, right? They have a fiduciary responsibility to you. We have that. We have enough. We have over 70 professionals that are steeped in the knowledge of finance and financial services that can give you all types of resources and services that are not available at other places that just say, "Oh, we have a retirement plan," or put into
Right.
this key
Well, we
man
just got a
policy. Right?
pension fund.
Right. We have a host, and I mean a host of programs, a lay leader continuing education program. That means every year, if you are a leader in your church, your pastor can say, hey, why don't you take a continuing education? So you learn about compensation, you learn about all the benefits. We
Mm,
have seminars and webinars all the time talking about clergy taxes, which is a pain point for many churches because many churches don't know how to understand clergy taxes from the IRS. We have budgeting. We take care of so many issues and pain points. We address them in manners that we even come out to see you, or we do it over Zoom. We're always at different conventions, making sure that people are aware of all the services and the ministry benefits that MMBB has. So this goes beyond just giving you a retirement plan. This goes beyond just saying, okay, yeah, we want to make sure the pastor's taking care. We want the full church workers, wherever they may be, nonprofit that are associated with the church, to make sure and ensure that they have the financial wellness knowledge and information that they need to retire with dignity and to get out of the ruts that they may be in financially because of whatever reason.
yeah.
So this is not just us putting out a product to sell. We don't do that. We are a ministry. We believe in that. Everything we do is rooted in gospel truths. We do this. This is what we do. We're a ministry and we're a financial service ministry. And we take that calling very, very serious. So the overall health and well-being of the church workers, and particularly the clergy is our mission. That's our mission, to promote the better interest in the maintenance of the ministry. And we do that fully, wholeheartedly, lovingly, and humbly, because we believe this is ministry. And so to walk in this way is to walk circumspect. And so we're excited about everything that we can do for you. And look, go to mmbb.org, mmbb.org. See all the things that we have. It's, I'm not talking of my own book. This is the truth. Before I was working for MMBB, I was a member of MMBB.
Right.
So it's here. We're here. And we've been here for over 100 years.
Yeah.
So we have a track record. We're not We didn't do
Exactly.
it yesterday.
That's why I tell people about MMBB is the track record. Once upon a time, they used to use the term Cadillac was the gold standard. When it comes to helping preachers, churches, missionaries, chaplains with their financial future, MMBB is the gold standard. This isn't just I don't care what else you are contributing to through your denomination, and I'm glad if your denomination has a plan, but they're not the gold standard. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Your denomination does not provide an additional 20 free services, okay, on top of a pension plan. They do not. They do not. I know it. I've researched it over the years. Okay. And that's why I wanted MMBB to come on to talk about. Do you all have an event coming up in a couple of weeks online?
We've had we're actually going to Chicago. We're going to be in Chicago, and we're going to be talking to larger churches and intimate churches there in Chicago, letting them know about MMBB. Some churches that may have never heard of us, some churches that may be familiar with us, but actually, going on the ground to be able to talk. I love what you're doing, Dr. Simmons, and this is great. One of the other good things is being able to shake somebody's hand and say what we're saying to them.
Sure.
So we have that event coming up in a week or so in Chicago. So if anybody in the Chicago area, October 14th, we will be, Earl and I will be there. You can see us in person. We'll be there at Chicago Theological Seminary promoting MMBB, and it's a day of education from that. Dr. Simmons, I want to add one more thing to this.
Go right ahead. Go ahead.
MMBB. I often say why MMBB for clergy, just because, people can have their Charles Schwab and nothing against them. They can have the Edward, nothing against them. But, having a 403B and being able to do housing allowance and knowing that when you take that distribution from retirement, you can take that part of that as housing allowance and it won't be federally taxed. That's saving money. You can't get that at, TD Ameritrade. You can't get that somewhere else. So if you're clergy and you're with MMBB and you retire with MMBB, when you get your distribution, you can actually take part of that as housing allowance and it won't be federally taxed. So that's more money into your pockets with that.
That's major. Did you all hear that?
Yes, ma'am.
Say that again.
Yeah. So again, if you're a clergy and you retire with MMBB, when you take your distribution, your payments that we pay out to you, you can actually take part of that as housing allowance and it won't be federally taxed. The other thing I'll say about MMBB that, I'll be humble about it, but be proud of this as well. We've been around, it's almost 115 years now, but we've never missed a annuity payment to anybody that is in our retirement plan. And so you can think about during civil rights, you can think about during pandemics, you can think about during market crashes, you can think about everything that has happened since we've been an organization. We're grateful to be able to say, prideful and humbly prideful in a way to say we've never missed a distribution from that. And we take good care of, and we want to take good care of the people that serve God. And so just remember that when you start thinking about, okay, who should I go in with? And Dr. Simmons, you said gold standard, and to me that is a gold standard to say you have not missed
exactly. Yeah.
Somebody.
Yeah, that's what Dr.
Harper.
Dr. Harper would say. We've never missed a payment. We've never missed a disbursement.
That's right. And also, Dr. Simmons, you asked about upcoming events. I would just encourage everyone, if you want to know more about what we're doing, go to our website, sign up for notifications from us, because we're always doing something. Like, we're literally always doing something. We just finished the lay leader continuing education. This past last week, we did that. There are a lot of things that we do. I mean, we're always out there. We have a lot of front-facing people, and we could be in your area. We could be doing something online. And so I would encourage you all to go to www.mmbb.org, sign up, look around, and just get a part of the notifications. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on LinkedIn, right? So we're out there so you can understand and know what we're doing and what we're about. So if you have questions, we're here for you.
And let me say too, to clergy, and not just pastors, but clergy, period. If you're part of an association, you know how Baptists have all of these associations and AMEs, CMEs, United Methodist Clergy, they have territories, districts, etc. Instead of just using your time, your gathering time for other means, you can connect with MMBB and have them to come to an association meeting, to a district meeting. Okay, you can do that. Don't just keep putting on program the same or old things. People need to know about their money. They need help with their money. And these two gentlemen will come, or others from MMBB, they will show up. I've gone to, especially over the last 15 years, so many conferences, conventions, and association gatherings, and there were presentations by Logos. Okay? And I mean this very seriously, and not by entities like MMBB. MMBB is not out to try to sell you something that may or may not help you. This will help you. The extent to which is up to you, but it will help you. And for the intimate or the small churches, and next Monday, I'll be talking about church foreclosures. Churches are in trouble. They are in trouble. According to a variety of sources, and you can look this up, I'm not making it up. More than 5,000 churches closed in 2024. Closed. It's done. Okay. And 2025 is not looking any better. It is just not. It is just not. So these MMBB can help you, help your church, help you in if you're in any area of ministry connected to a church. They can help you. Just reach out to them. Just reach out to them. So, Dr. Thorpe, what's the next step? Let's say that after listening to this, and I know because this is not only on Facebook Live, this is also on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube watching, like and subscribe. If you're watching, what's the next step if a person says, oh my goodness, that was a lot of information. I really want to know more. What should that person do?
Yeah, this is a great question, and it's an easy question. Call us, email me, email Brother Charles. Go to mmbb.org. There's information saying if I want to sign up for a plan, right? It's right there. You can do all that information right there. So it's not away from us. It's not somewhere, far away. You can go to our website and get information.
www. M as in Mary, M as in Mary, B as in boy, B as in boy, .org. It's that simple.
mmbb.org. That's really what it is. And that's just the beginning, right? Again, we are on all major platforms, so it's not hard to get to us. It's really you deciding what you want to do. And then you contact us, and then we'll set you on the right path. If you are a church administrator, you can reach directly out to Reverend Watson, right? If you're a pastor, you're saying, hey, I want to talk about compensation where I am and, some guidelines, or if you're a church administrator, contact me. This is what we're here for. Hey, I want to know more about MMBB Cares. Go to our website or even Google MMBB Cares. It's right there. It's HIPAA compliant, so I won't know if you do it. You don't have to call me and talk about it. It's just, you can just go there and figure it out, find it out, the information that you need to have, and then apply if you'd like to. There are so many programs, so many plans that we have, and all you need to do is take the effort to call, to write, to send an email, to send us an email, to contact us. And we are diligent. We are professional. We will get back to you. I have my own mandate that if you call me in the morning, I will get to you before the end of the day. I will not let a day go by before.
My goodness. Okay, you're saying a lot now.
I'm just that's always been my motto. If you call me, I'm going to get back to you within that day. Within that day, not 2 days later.
Whoa!
No, I'm going to get back to you that day, right? Because at least
give him 48 hours. Give him 48 hours. Okay, just give him 48 hours.
Listen, but here's the caveat. If you call me, I'm going to call you back. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking when you call me to do something for you. Mm-hmm. I'm not just here to, hi, oh, you're really nice. I don't need compliments. What I need, if you are serious about getting your financial house in order, if you're serious about providing retirement plans, if you're serious about needing an inquiry, there's something that's really going on, call me and I'll call you back if I don't answer the phone, because I'm always on my phone. Charles and I talk all the time. We answer our phones. We're not one of those people, we're too busy. We will answer the phone. Call us if you need us. We're here to help. We can't reach out to you. We don't know you until you call us.
And Dr. Simmons, I want to add one thing to that. You touched on it a little bit earlier when you said, no matter where you are, we can get to you. Don't think that you have to, because here's what happens. We see clergy, and then they're trying to explain it to their deacons or their boards or their chairman, trying to explain the plan, and now they get a little part, and now deacon looking at them like, what are you doing? And also, let's just be honest. It looks different when the pastor is coming to the board asking for some more benefits. What I tell pastors is, reach out to me, and then let's set up a time where I can talk to your deacon board or your trustee board, your finance board. Let me explain everything, and then they can make a great decision based upon the information that we have. And so we can be reached no matter where you are in the nation. We have, I'm a retirement benefits consultant. We have people in California. We have people in the Midwest. We have people in the Mountain Time Zone. We have people in the Eastern Time Zone and Central. So no matter where you are, we have somebody that can either come to you, or you can set up a Zoom. We do a lot of Zooms. I do a lot of Zooms with pastors and their deacon boards, so that they can, talk through and answer the questions for us. So it's just a matter of getting in touch with us, and then let us do our job. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy helping people that serve the Lord retire with dignity. I take it very seriously. So unfortunately, we see a lot of ministers reach disability before they reach retirement, because they're still preaching, because they have nothing in their retirement, and they continue to preach. Not that their calling is gone. You never lose your calling, but what you do in your calling may be different based upon if your account looks a certain way.
Exactly. I mean, I actually heard a pastor say to his congregation, I was there for another purpose, what the pastor said, my retirement account doesn't look like what I thought it was going to look like 2 years ago. So I'm going to be here a little bit longer. And I thought, oh my God. But he was just telling it like it is. And there are so many pastors who they build a church, and then they stay so long, they kill a church because they had no retirement or anything set up. But ladies and gentlemen, it is 2025. You can start putting into your retirement in your 20s. Don't wait until you're in your 40s. Like, I'm going to do a retirement when I get some money. You may never get any really serious money. Okay, let's be real about that. Like I said, there are a lot of, they said intimate, I said small churches, meaning they have 100 members or fewer. Mm-hmm. So, you may never be at a church that can pay a large sum, but there are a variety of ways for you to help yourself and help yourself retire well. There are so many pastors, and I posted about this, and my goodness, a whole lot of people commented. Their pastors working a secular job plus pastor in a church, and because they have families, they are seriously struggling.
Yes.
These jobs aren't paying a whole lot.
That's right.
And small churches can't pay a whole lot. But there are ways to help your money go further.
That's right.
There are ways to help yourself so that when you get to retirement, you have more than Social Security. There are ways. So if you are struggling, if you don't, you should have done it soon. Just do it now.
Do it now.
Yeah, Dr. Simmons,
Just do it now.
that's a really great point. A lot of churches now, we're seeing there's a trend to have pastors being co-vocational or bivocational.
Yep.
And that's great. That's fine. You know, whatever you could do. Ministry is always full time. But if churches know where they are and they know that they have to have their pastor or other workers be augmented by another vocation or occupation, that's fine. The point that you're making is a strong one. The earlier you start, the less money you have to put in.
Mm-hmm.
The later you start, the more money you have to put in to catch up. But regardless, you have to put something in. So we tell those who are young, we talk to, Charles and I both talk to young pastors. I mean, you know, just out of seminary, 2020, you know, late 20s, early 30s. Hey, put 50, 100, whatever. Start now, right? And through compounding interest or exponential growth, you know, by the time you hit 60, right, that money's going to grow. Conversely, if you started in your 50s, okay, yeah, I should have done this when I was, okay, but you can start now. And then, of course, when you get to certain ages above, you know, 50, 60, there are provisions by the IRS for catch up. So it's not just like, so it's okay if you didn't start and you weren't diligent way back in the beginning. You can start now. There's catch provisions that are allowed by the IRS. And so we have all this information for you.
Say that one more time, because people don't even know that.
Yeah,
There's catch-up provisions.
There's catch-up provisions by the IRS. This is not MMBB saying this. This is what's allowed under the IRS, the tax code, right? So there are provisions when you're older and you're trying to catch up in your retirement, right? So that you can put more in, right? Beyond what normally you could do. So there really isn't a good argument for why you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's only very good arguments for why you should.
Right.
And again, I understand being a pastor that sometimes we put so much into our ministry and we try to support the church that we don't support ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But we also want to change the mentality and say, hey, we make sure that we are building up those who are taking care of the church and God's people. And so I just want to encourage people to call us. I gave you the website, www.mmbb.org. Our 800 number, if you want to just call in, it's 800-986-6222. 1-800-986-6222. Call us, right? You can get to the people that you need to get to, right? And so I want us to be clear that it's never too late to start.
Mm-hmm.
We can always work with you.
Yeah.
And we're willing to work with. We want to work with. We it's our mission to work with those in the church. And so there's not I don't see a downside in this.
Yeah, I don't either. And I wish more groups would get together and do this. I find it utterly insane that we can host conferences for pastors 25, 30 a year, and not one conference will talk to pastors about pensions, retirement, or their financial health.
That's Dr. Simmons. That's because we are more interested as pastors in the shout.
I don't care what we're more interested in.
But we need to be more interested in how to save.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I tell people when I go to these preaching conferences. I know you're here for the shout. You want to get your praise on. But if you have to preach at an elevated age because you have to, not because you want to, then you missed the mark.
Yeah.
And you also are able to serve people better when you are financially stable.
Absolutely.
When you're not having to worry about stuff. So it's two things that we haven't mentioned that we have to mention before we
please do.
Number one, you can roll over other retirement plans to MMBB.
Say that again.
You can roll over other retirement plans to MMBB. So as long as they match up with the IRS retirement, we can roll over. We have people that can help you with that. So don't think if you got an old retirement somewhere and it's just been sitting there, you can roll that over to MMBB once you join MMBB. All right. So we want to make sure of that. The other thing I want to say is for those ministers that may be more seasoned and you hear this, and you heard Earl tell you, just get started, go ahead and do it no matter what. I still run into ministers say, you know what, I missed the boat. I've missed the boat. Okay. And you know what I say to them? I say to them what this lieutenant colonel and my mom used to say to me. There was the mama rule. The first rule was don't borrow anything from anybody, because time you borrow it, it's gonna break. You know. But the second rule that I learned to that is if you do borrow something from somebody else, give it back to them better than you received it.
Yes.
Say that to say this to the seasoned minister. If you didn't get started early, go ahead with the power that you have as a senior pastor now. Set your church up with MMBB, so that person that comes behind you doesn't have to fight to get started with the church.
Absolutely.
Got it in place because you said, you know what, I may not have done this and I may not going to do it, but I'm not going to be here forever. But my church can go ahead and have this plan in place. And now the people that come behind me don't have to fight through it, and they can get started earlier. You're going to give it back to them better than you got it.
All right.
And
All
that's
right.
what ministers to do with that. If you're going to say you can't do it, at least use your power to help somebody else.
All right. Amen. Amen. Amen to the 10th power. If and even if you start late, just understand that you are leaving your church in a better position for the person who comes behind you. So start anyway. Start anyway and help someone else. Is there anything we're about to close, and I want to thank everybody who joined in. Yeah, we had technical difficulties, and I appreciate the people who are going to watch this later in the week. Monday is no longer my biggest viewership day according to my analytics, so I appreciate people who are going to watch this later in the week. As we get out of here, Reverend Watson, is there anything else you want to say to our people about financial health and wellness?
I would say get started. It's never too late. And if you need help, send me an email, charles.watson@mmbb.org.
All right. Dr. Thorpe, how about you?
Yeah, and I would echo those comments. If you want to start, please start. We're here for questions. We're here to help. We also, if you are in a region where you want to speak Espanol, we can hablas Espanol. We have different professionals who could speak in different languages, so we're happy to help you. If you want to learn more about MMBB Cares, you want to learn more about compensation, you want to learn more about the ministry services that we have here at MMBB, contact me, Earl, EARL.THORPE @mmbb.org. And we'll be glad to, and I know I speak for Charles and all of our company on behalf of the Reverend Dr. Perry J. Hopper, our new CEO. We're happy to serve. We're here to serve. And we just appreciate you taking the time and allowing us to be here on this wonderful format.
Doctor, just before you go, say a little bit about MMBB Cares.
Yeah, so MMBB Cares is a program that came out of the understanding that I designed with my colleagues here, that there are those in ministry, clergy, who are facing mental health and vocational challenges, but because they're in the position of being the pastor, that people think that, oh, we'll just pray about it and it'll be okay. Like the pastor doesn't have any problems. And that could come from compensation issues. It could come from financial issues. It come from, dealing with folk in their congregation or dealing with their family. And tragically, we've had people in denominations who have taken their own life, pastors have taken their own life. And so there was a need. And we try to address the needs of the people. And so what we developed was this program called MMBB Cares. Again, it is completely anonymous. You go Google MMBB Cares. You can go to our website, type in MMBB Cares, and you can drop down. And depending on where you are, you can get vocational coaching, right? Coaching about from people who know what it's like to be in ministry. We use the Centers for Ministry Development. Whether you're in the north or the south or east or the west, you can do it based on your geography. But for our mental health counseling, so any acute suicidal ideation, any anxiety, any mental health capacity issues that you may be having, you feel you may be having, you can call in. You sign up. It's 4 easy questions. will send you an email with an access code. The access codes go to you. You call in, you give them the access code, and they will onboard you to that. I'll never know about it. No one in MNBB will know about it. We don't do it that way to protect identity and HIPAA laws. You work with a certified professional counselor or coach. These are not little Jimmy or cousin Billy. These are folk, right? And as a pastor, we always say, and I always say to my congregation, everyone needs a checkup from the neck up. And most importantly, the pastor. So
yeah, I said that. Did I tell you all they're the gold standard?
So MNBB has this program. And for, again, we've been doing this program, and so I'm just telling you, do it now. If you need it, do it now. Because you never know what tomorrow may hold.
That's right.
So we have it here available for you today at no cost. Doesn't matter if you're a Presbyterian, God's frozen chosen. Doesn't matter if you're Baptist, Methodist, Episcopalian, Baptist Costal. Doesn't matter. If you are clergy, you're able at no cost.
And don't think an issue is too big either, or too small. Because some people think, oh, I only need this because I'm thinking of something that's big out here. No, mental health is mental health. It doesn't matter what the issue is.
That's right.
Take advantage of this and let some professionals address it. It's not me and Earl addressing it.
That's right.
It's certified counselors that are out there addressing the issues for you, and it's at no cost to you.
That's right.
My goodness, this is so critical. So all of you all who are setting up your conferences and conventions for 2026, shame on you. Shame on you. If you set up an association meeting, conferences, convention, and there is no information, significant information for clergy on financial health and financial wellness, it just does not make sense. You are not serving the people. You definitely are not serving Black people and brown people. It does not. It does not make sense. This is too important, too critical. Like I said, 5,000 churches closed last year, just closed. Okay. And I don't know what percentage were Black. I'll let you all go figure that out. But 2025, by every measure, is not looking any better. It's not looking any better. And if the economy nationally, craters, and if Medicare is hurt, Medicaid is hurt, it's not going to be better. So these are people who can help you, but you've got to do something for yourself. You've got to start. I don't care if you're a pastor that says all I can afford is $50. Okay? Start somewhere. Just start. Just start so that your congregation is not having to bury you using GoFundMe. Start. Just start. Just start. We just got to do better. We have got to do better. And if you are clergy and you're in a denomination from Presbyterian to Church of God in Christ, you need to ask for these services. Okay? Ask for the services. Ask, can MMBB come and talk to us? They let Logos come and talk to you. I'm serious. That for the life of me. I know Logos pays a fee, but if you say you're serving these people and they paid a registration fee, why not serve the people? Why not serve the people? So it doesn't matter what your denomination already has. This is still the gold standard. So maximize the assistance you can receive toward your financial health and well-being. God bless you all for sharing and for doing what you all do. I really appreciate it. For everyone watching, please join me next Monday. We're still looking at financial issues. We'll be talking about church foreclosures. And Dr. Buster Soaries and attorney Erika Cole are going to talk about church foreclosures, which are the numbers are startling. The numbers are startling. And so we've got to talk about that. Thank you for, if you are watching on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for those who hit my Cash App. I'm an independent scholar and doing this in November. Believe it or not, I will have been doing this broadcast for 9 years. So I appreciate that. And as I always say, last but certainly not least, share this video. It won't cost you anything. And you know that this will help some clergy. This will help some church administrators, some chaplains. Will help some people. So just hit the share button and send this to someone. God bless. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you again, Reverend Watson and Dr. Thorpe. God bless.
Thank you.
Take care.